Yeah, camera's already recording. Y'all good?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure you don't want me to check real quick?
Yeah, no, they're good. I already set them up.
All right, cool.
What's going on, y'all? 75JUNCTION. It's your boy Sherm. These are my co-hosts Aric and Shiino. And today we are going to be talking about various different things. First and foremost, how are you gentlemen doing today?
Yeah, going all right.
Doing pretty good. I don't want to speak for you. I learned my lesson last episode. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Nah, but yeah. So let's do a little bit of talking. So we're gonna open this up with the whole 6IX9INE situation that's going on right now. So as you all may or may not know, 6IX9INE, aka Aaron Hernandez, is currently in prison. And the reason he's in prison because
you know his last name, right?
Huh?
You know his name's not Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, it's Daniel Hernandez. I was thinking of the Patriots player. Yeah, let me get my neck.
Aric Hernandez.
Yeah, nah. But yeah, so he's currently incarcerated right now because the feds were building a case against him. For those who don't know, the feds is the FBI. They were building a case against him for racketeering, and what racketeering is basically any kind of activity. It's a broad term that doesn't really have a one solid set definition, but essentially it's because of his gang related activity allegedly that he was involved in
criminal activity.
Correct, exactly. So in doing so, he was arrested by the feds, and they brought him to trial, and they said, okay, well, you know, we want to protect you, so they ended up throwing him in general population. Don't know how that is protecting anybody, because general population is full of people that will touch you in many ways that you may not like. So that being said, he ended up getting transferred. Was it that same night, or does anybody?
I don't know. I don't know for sure.
So I think it was like overnight or something like that.
I think it was overnight.
Yeah. So he ended up getting transferred to a different jail, and there is speculation it could have been because he snitched, or could have been for his protection. I heard a rumor that he got someone put their hands on him allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not 100% if that's true, but that's just what I heard. So hopefully
you know they said Bill Cosby got slapped with some
toast.
He got slapped more than once, right?
That was people trying to be funny, man. Yeah, that was all. None of that was true.
I could just envision this nigga slapped with toast.
Me too, yo. I can see him trying to break the ice with a joke. He's just like, nah, it's not gonna work here.
That's not what we on. But yeah, so currently they're pending investigation. There's some new details out that they had a rat within the organization, and he was wearing a wiretap. And based off of what he got out of that wiretap, they're trying to the charges allegedly could get 6IX9INE off of these charges, so he could get out. Yeah, so there's a possibility he could get out of this.
Somebody that was in Treyway had the wire.
Huh?
Somebody that was a part of.
Yeah, part of that game.
Yeah, so that's what they were saying. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what has been said right now.
And that's the only way you get these type of situations.
And there's a lot of hearsay as far as this situation is concerned, but I also heard something along the lines that people in their gang had made a call out to say that had made a threat towards 6IX9INE.
Yeah, they said they was going to super violate
him. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, super violate him.
I thought violation was bad enough.
Right.
They put the superhero violate on him.
I think 6IX9INE is gonna go to jail. I'm gonna keep it real.
You think so?
Yeah, I like 6IX9INE, but I think he's gonna go to jail because it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, even them making the threat to you shows that they feel the betrayal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your whole you can go into some just a rapper thing, man, but you've had so many different situations happen outside of you rapping, which is actually the majority of your catalog, if you want to say that you can't really lean on that. Like, as an artist, you can't even lean on your music. You got 10, 15 tracks, but you got a year and a half worth of arguing with other gang members, just having altercations with different people in all different types of states. You know what I'm saying? And my second point is he ain't got enough money.
Yeah.
Between, you know what I'm saying?
1.7 mil.
Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. So, I don't know, you know, as much about the music business, but from what I'm told, he still hasn't seen that money from a lot of his music. So, that's to come.
Yeah.
But then again, the legal system run on its own schedule. So, it's like, depending on how the time it works out, which how many times does it work out for us? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know how that's going to go because between money that he's going to have to use. All right, so let's just use the legal fees. You got different trials for different suits. You know what I'm saying? You got people suing you to get their money back, and you got people trying to put you in jail. Then on top of that, if you stand up as you say you are, you got to keep your mama eating, keep your daughter eating, keep your mother's daughter eating so your daughter can be eating. I mean, keep your daughter's mother eating. Right, you know what I'm saying? Maintain. It can't just be for 6 months if you about to be gone. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like everything against him right now. And I think the way karma work, probably not going to beat it.
Do you believe in
karma?
It should
be like a mini OJ.
Do you believe in karma?
I do.
I don't know about the actual word because that goes to a certain belief system that I'm not necessarily a part of.
I believe in that,
but I believe
system.
Right. I believe it's going. Everything comes back to you in some type of way.
I don't believe in karma as like a magical thing. I believe in karma as if you put a certain type of energy out there, like for instance, a negative energy. Eventually, if you keep that energy, you will receive the same thing back. You receive something that you didn't want to receive.
Right.
It'll come back in circles.
So my personal take on karma is I think that it is the ability or the power that you give things. So if I do something negative and I feel like that's like if I feel guilt about it and I feel like that is what karma is that energy that you manifest because energy does get manifested. You manifest that.
Exactly.
So,
absolutely.
And that's not to say that you could do some fucked up stuff and then be like not feel guilty about it all and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be completely fine.
Yeah, you got some people that do that shit, like serial killers.
Right. Explain that again, because I'm trying to grasp whether I agree with what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is I think that karma is what you allow it to be. If you allow karma to have, or the concept of karma to have an effect on your life, it will. So like if I do something negative, right? Say I kick somebody's dog, right? Mm-hmm. If I have guilt about that, then something bad will happen to me in exchange.
Oh, no, I don't believe that at all.
You don't believe that at all? That's fine. And we can agree to disagree on that. But I do feel like energy.
So you feel like if you kick somebody's dog, on the flip side, and you completely don't care or feel guilty about it, it'll never come back at you?
We gotta look at it like this. Why did I kick the dog? You know what I'm saying? I could have not had bad intentions about it, but that's deviating from the original point. But I do feel like karma, or the concept of karma, is the allowing of certain energies to take effect on your life, in my opinion. Now I don't, and again, that's not to say that
I agree more with that.
I don't think that there's I don't think I could do something wrong, and life's just like, oh, you did something wrong, you got yours coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Sometimes it can be like that.
I think it works like that. I don't think it's magical. I think when you do something wrong, it's just the way life is. Mm-hmm. It's certain patterns that happen in life, and that's how your parents are able to teach you, and their parents is able to teach you how certain things. Now, of course, everybody's got their own narrative, so it changes how people view it. But the point of it is like, it keeps happening. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like if you want to be a thug, right? Mm-hmm. Naturally, you gonna start hanging out with people who do the things that you aspire to do. You get what I'm saying? Right. It's not that it's magical. It's just like some way, somehow, you gonna end up being where you want. You know what it is? Almost to me like the law of attraction. It's like if I do something wrong, I'm almost attracting myself toward bad things. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. I like that.
If it's wording. Consistent, I would say so. If it's a one-time thing, I don't believe so. No.
See,
if I consistently do bad things, then I think I would gravitate towards negative things more often. But if I'm generally good and I do one bad thing, I don't think that.
I think if I kill somebody and I never got caught and it was the only thing I did wrong, I feel like something bad. It ain't got to be death, but I feel like something bad would happen. Now you're right. I am accepting that or vulnerable to that because I'm accepting the fact that I feel guilty and something I almost feel like should happen to me. Right. But at the same time, I think whether I'm guilty about it or not, like some, you know what? It's not magic, but it's like it's energy. It is energy, bro. It's like it's floating out there, and it's going in this direction and that direction, but it's making its way back to you, bro. I'm telling you, like you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. So it might be 30 years from now, you know what I'm saying? And something crazy like it don't even hit you, it hit your wife. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It hit your kid. Yep. And something in your mind when it happened, click like that's connected. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah. So speaking of energy, I wanted to ask y'all if y'all have ever well first let me put it like this: if y'all ever thought of something like fucked up or something bad, and you know you're not gonna do it, but you think about it, and you're like, I would never do that, but you know, the thought crosses your mind.
Thinking about doing something bad.
So like, say you're driving right, and you're like, what would happen if I just went in ongoing traffic, or if you're like standing
I definitely had thought
at heights, and you're like, yo, what if I just jump? You know, you're not gonna do it, but you think about it.
Yeah.
So
I be thinking
that's because I never do stuff like that. So I just always it's just like kids and stuff. They always wonder like, what if I did this?
I can take $1 billion. Like what I can tell you that I think is funny.
I feel like you're not normal if you don't do that. Honestly, like I feel like it's just a thing.
I be thinking about like if I go to McDonald's, because you know, like as a kid, right? This some younger kids might not know. When we was kids, like little kids, McDonald's got you in and out, and they didn't mess up the order.
Yeah, no.
Right.
And it was fire a good amount of the time. Now, don't get me wrong, the food won't no higher quality.
Nah.
But it was given to you faster with a smile.
And it was
they even had they little outfits, and, like not outfits, but like they were way more clean cut with it. You know what I'm saying? So now, sometimes I be wanting to go. I'd be like, what if I just went in there and pistol whipped them? It was like, how long do it take to make nuggets? Nigga? What? I would never do it.
Do you have a pistol, Eric?
Huh?
Do you have a pistol?
No, I do not have a pistol. No.
So that's actually it's a concept, and it's called it's actually French, the derivation of it, but it's called l'appel du vide, and what that means is it's called the void.
That shit sounded so
pornographic.
What?
Hold on.
I don't know why that shit sounded so exotic.
I didn't really catch you when you said that.
Wow. Say it again.
I didn't hear it like that well.
L'appel du vide.
That shit sound like underwear.
Du vide. Yeah.
Right.
So what it is
that's not a word I choose to use.
Well, it's not. It's French, so I wouldn't expect you to use it. But the English translation.
Why can't I use words?
The English translation of it is called the void, and what that is when people have these thoughts of things that that are generally bad and that you wouldn't do, but you still have the thought.
Yeah.
For example, like you go to you're up at height and you're like, yo, what if I just jumped off right now? You know.
Doesn't it help keep you sane though in a way?
I think so. Honestly, because and actually the research that was done states that that's because of fear. It's the fear of what would happen if you were to do it.
And you're just
you think about it and you're like, you know what, I'm good because you're scared of it. You wouldn't want to do it.
I thought about slamming the nurse when my first daughter was born because I've never been through that. So just watching them wash my child and how rough they are, I'm just like, I'm about to beat this bitch ass. Like, my child is hollering and this bitch is just.
But see, he be having a reaction to something. Like sometimes I just be thinking about random, like the McDonald's one is a reaction.
Even after, I'm just like, I still like kind of want to slam this bitch on her head.
Like I be thinking, me and my homeboy both agreed on this. I was like, what if there really was the purge, but there was no rules as to who you could hit? Like both of us was like, one of the first places we would just blow up is the DMV.
Why the DMV?
Because nobody gonna be working there.
Because their sole purpose in a perfect scenario when we were just being stupid, it was like the day of the purge, all the DMV people stayed in there because it was a government facility. You know what I'm saying? And we just came through. It was like all y'all ever done our whole life is just inconvenience me. You come in, you try to accomplish something. I need 2-3 more identifications and this and that. And then I gotta leave and come back, and then I gotta wait.
The line is 3 hours.
It's A37, it's B23, and C2, and I'm Z60. I don't even know what type of way that I'm even gonna be served.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, yeah, y'all gonna get it. Y'all
Well,
gonna get it.
one thing is when I think like that, I feel like it's my way of like weighing out the consequences of those situations. Like, cause I think I don't have, I mean, maybe, but I rarely have like where it's super random where I would just think of something that's not even related to what I'm doing. So like I'll be driving and this one person is like very aggressive driving, and to me I'm just wondering like, what if I, you know, like
what if I this nigga off the road?
No, like what if I cut in front of them or whatever, but then I'm thinking about the consequences before I did it, and that makes me feel like, oh yeah, I would never do that because it would go this way.
Sometimes I'll be thinking like, I hope you crash into a tree. Like, no, I don't really.
But no,
want
but
that,
all right, no, but
thought.
even that though. All right, so you'd be like, oh, what if he had crashed into a tree? But then you think about the after effect. Like, okay, he crashed into a tree. He died. Maybe he had family. They're all nice people. Or they're going through something. He had kids. Like, it could be anything.
I be thinking about way wilder stuff. So it'd be like, I get what you're saying. I'd be like, and my term for it is, oh, I know I'd be the one that. So it'd be like,
what?
So let me explain.
Whoa.
I would. So if I were to crash into the tree, it wouldn't just, I would live, but then my wheel would hit another random car and kill 2 infants. You know what I'm saying? Or like I'd be the one, you be like, let's get in an accident and commit fraud, and then I get a new car, but I'm paralyzed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I be thinking about like,
like just your luck kind of thing.
Have you ever,
those type of
does that phrase? Do you
like,
actually be saying that phrase?
Like, I be the one.
Put the mic up and talk.
Like, I be the one.
like,
Yeah.
right here.
You be saying it out loud.
You hear me?
No,
I know
Like,
I be the
just,
one.
like,
I mean, if I'm conversating with someone
That's
like
better.
now, but
that's way better. All right,
not by myself.
I forgot what I was about to say. Damn.
Oh,
it's a lost cause. You just forgot completely.
Like, because I said something about Final Destination with him, but like, to me, like when I watch movies like that, is they make me think, because it's just like how I look at movies is somebody had to go through this shit for them to write this shit. So it's
Hell
like,
no.
Oh, you think they went through it?
yeah, like not
Planet of the
So
necessarily
you think it might be
through
based on a
but-
true story a little bit?
Yeah, like just a little bit. Like they
You mean
might have
in their head
they
went
might
through it?
exaggerate it a little bit more, but like, cause some of the deaths in Final Destination just be like, okay, like the odds of this shit.
So how do you
happening
feel
is-
about Saw? You think?
No, that shit is just stupid. Like, I'm sorry.
I feel
I'm sorry. If you allow your dumbass self to get caught and play these dumbass games with this man, I feel like you earned this. You
They
earned
all
this
be
guy.
getting
feel
like,
like
wait.
it's possible-
They all be getting. I'm sorry.
you good.
It's just the way how they be getting kidnapped and caught up. Just be dumb shit.
Yo,
to
that's
me. Like,
hilarious.
But in all honesty, though,
He's scared you, man.
I'm weak.
Y'all know exactly why.
I know
do.
exactly
nah.
why.
But in all honesty, though, like Saw actually goes back to the beginning time, because to me, I like Saw for a different purpose than other people, because Saw is like the human form of karma. Like the reason why he's kidnapping you and putting these in these games is because of a bad decision that
Something
you've
you
done.
did.
So, but then with the newer ones, I'm just like, I don't even know why these people even here no more. Like I'm
Here-
confused.
here-
Nah, the first song was
Stole a
cool,
box
but
of
The
after
first
that,
couple, like I give it 1
after
through
that-
3 for me. I was cool, but like 4 through the rest, I'm just like, he died. Now he's back,
I'm
and
only
then
the
he's
first
not
one.
back.
The
and
You
rest
know
now
what
it's
I
his son.
can't get
I'm just
enough
like, I'm
of?
done.
Whoever is in the middle of it, I don't really care because they change up, who's the main character. But I would love to see a conversation about the purge. I don't agree that there should be a purge, but
So you want there to be one. That's where you're going with this.
That's what
that's
it
not
sounds
what I
like.
said.
Okay,
However,
we'll let
You had to put that
finish.
disclaimer first.
Yeah.
So
we're just listening.
but go ahead.
So like,
I'll
do you
entertain.
realistically could you see a world like this? Johnny is walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny got a gun, and he sees this couple who looks sweet and green, and he could get over on them and take their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. In this world, they call the police, and they probably wouldn't find them, right? It's just a little purse snatching or robbery outside. They was walking, right? Mm-hmm. In a world with the purge, right? You do that, you rape somebody. Let's say you rape a woman, right? We got this huge thing going on with that as far as the topic. It's always been going on, but you know, about women and men, you know, all type of stuff like that happening, right? Mm-hmm. Come purge day, you could have bumped into somebody the wrong way. You bump into the wrong crazy person, and they wait until that one day to kill you.
Yeah.
The world would change, bro. It wouldn't be no more popping off on the internet. That man might watch your Instagram the rest of the year, buy a plane ticket to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and stab you in the face.
Do you think that's right though?
I'm
asking.
not saying.
Do you want to know something that's interesting about the purge though? Now that we're on the topic, is like out of all four movies, all crime is legal, but only murder is the only one that's acted out. Like nobody robs a bank. Nobody go to Best Buy and steal PlayStation 4s.
Oh, because they're knowing that's going to go back.
Some people do loot, but I said that on the first one. I said I wish they would have had like the biggest drug deal go down. Like 100 million tons.
They tried that
cocaine.
with the new purge. They tried it with the new purge, like the one with all the black people.
I didn't watch.
Oh yeah.
But then it ended up them niggas being killed too. Like,
of course,
like,
drugs.
All that movie portrayed.
Movie.
All that shit portrayed was like
they can use Italian.
We gonna have these black people, and they gonna have the drugs, and they gonna have the thought of, hey, we not killing nobody. We just gonna move all this weight to where it need to go, but we gonna show that black people can't trust black people. That's all the fuck that movie deciphered for a lot of people, because the nigga that was the right hand man of the kingpin tried to kill this nigga instantly. Like
your own boys.
I want them to show life around it, because my second point, besides how you treat people, is your work ethic. So you don't feel like going to work, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about a lot of people in society here. Now, we all can't be ballers and millionaires and all that, right?
Obviously.
But
I'm just
what? Did he look at me?
No,
I didn't. But
okay,
because
you be doing that all the time.
I mean, not this.
You got all the money.
I mean, I didn't say that. You did. But
yeah, you definitely.
No, that's
you subjectified yourself. But
anyway,
we're gonna stop using that. I'm banning it.
What I was trying to say is, you ain't got enough money to protect yourself. Mm-hmm. You hit. So ain't nobody late at work. So now McDonald's, they gonna have your food in 60 seconds now. The bank you went to, they gonna count your money right every time.
Eric, you scaring me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
You
saying.
kinda thought this out.
Think about this. They were throwing out funny. They were but they were throwing out little figures. But it's not if you mess up you're dead. It's like you having the attitude of, when I have a problem, I'm gonna fix it. Mm-hmm. You would be a more efficient human being. Don't work out and have to deal and you be so stressed out in the purge, because you know if danger comes that you can't get away fast enough, you might have a heart attack. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's like every decision you make, as far as the vital things in your life, how much money do you have, your work ethic, how you treat people. You would have to think about every faction of that.
Have you seen the movie Belko Experiment? Have you watched that?
No.
That's exactly what you just described.
What's it called?
Belko Experiment.
Well, I like what you were getting at.
B-L-C-K-O, I believe.
B-L-O.
There might not be a C, but yeah, just called Belko Experiment. But that's exactly what you just described.
I like what you were saying, because it seemed like what you were saying was that the purge would make it would make it easier for people to be more cautious about their decisions and the things that they do
in the most important
situations. Put more thought
into
into things they're doing instead of just being like, oh well, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, all right, perfect example. White people could be like, hey, we should watch how we treat black people, because
on purge
night they got all the guns and all the stuff that they could tear us up.
illegal shit already.
You know what I'm saying? On lock. And don't get me wrong, some white people that got some guns. I'm just saying, like, do you want to take that risk? Because you could be the guy who sees the white revolution of y'all winning if it happens, or you could be the guy that died.
I will give the Purge that though. Every Purge movie got that one badass black character that saves the day every single time. I'll give them.
Right. There's one thing about
not the one with the dad
about that though.
The first.
What's that?
Was that the first?
So
one?
all right,
With
say
the rich
this.
father?
The people
That died at the
that
very
are
end?
like more good minded in their heads.
No.
They
Oh, I thought you
Okay.
said, are they?
no. That wasn't the question.
weak.
The people that are more good minded, that would probably apply to them, but are like you used the race thing. You said the white black thing or whatever. So the white people you said had to be careful towards black people. The white people that don't care and are ready to go there probably would still act the same or even worse.
I don't
Just
think, I
because-
don't think anybody would go to the worst category. Like, I think it might stay the same, but not worse. Because at the end of the day, all right, if you're a KKK member now, you can kind of sit comfortably and say what you want. But if it's like the Purge, like any given time, one of those years, you going to have to go to war. So it's like, how hard you go about it, you might not necessarily want to be the head. You know what I'm saying? Because you the first person we trying to take out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, every part of your life that's really important, you really think about how far you're willing to go about this. Oh, this man's album sucks. Oh man, you suck, man. Da 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 da. And you just happen to be that one comment that hurts Chris Brown's feelings. Chris Brown got $100 million. If Chris Brown wants you dead on the Purge night, I don't care what kind of insurance and houses and you can't outbeat that. You work hard, you make $250,000 a year.
Better go out shooting.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
true.
And Chris
But
Brown gonna send 30
even-
people.
Even as simple, even as a
Call of
simple-
Duty suits and some more shit.
Even as simple,
He
as
gonna
that
be
sounds,
with him.
Niggas gonna look like Fortnite characters.
Even as simple as that sounds, you got to realize how complicated the world is, because definitely the way how well connected the community is now because of social media, and everybody sees this, everybody sees that when something happens right away. So that would easily, if that was gonna happen, that would easily be on social media. That was gonna happen, and somebody that had more money than Chris Brown, that wanted the guy that said whatever about Chris Brown to succeed, would put money up, maybe put money up front to come at Chris Brown.
I
And
get what
even
you're
it out.
saying, but when it comes to life and death, man, I feel like the reason why the world is becoming so soft, in my opinion, is because we have too many options and too much convenience. Like on one of your interviews, everyone now is paying for convenience. Mm-hmm. It used to be a pride in you being able to actually do something. Now we look for as many ways to not be able to do something. And the people who do want to do something are spread so far by the comparison of so many other people. Now, we get it. We got some great leaders out there and people who are not affected by what anybody says, right? We get it. We know we got those, right? But we do have some normal people out here who realize they're in this super huge world, which seems 10 times bigger than it did in 1990, because you didn't know, perfect example. You're an artist, you hear something on the radio, you hear some mixtapes, maybe you travel to Atlanta or somewhere and you heard their music, right? Now I can find you some Chinese rap right now. Live. Yeah. Hong Kong battle. Don't know what he's saying.
Key fate.
You get what I'm saying? The world is a lot bigger. How many ever billion of us? 3/4 of us got a social media. Yeah. And giving us your life experience. That is something that and they talk about mental health and all this stuff. I believe it in the sense of, no, I don't think everybody's this and that, but I think we are evolving intellectually because there are things that are happening that are so big that it takes years to realize. Oh snap, people can't remember more than 5 phone numbers. Dude, when we were younger, you remembered 20 people's numbers. You had to.
Yeah, you ain't had no choice.
Your mind just, in that particular little fraction of your mind, it was expanded because you had to do something. Now you can't remember the last 4 digits of your social. You know what I'm saying?
But do you need, not for your
needing
social though, but do you need to remember people's numbers?
I'm just
That's
saying the ability to do that,
is no
it helps stimulate your brain.
because you're so reliant on your phone's memory. Like me
Right.
personally, I remember probably half of the numbers that's in my contacts only because of the era that I grew up in.
Right.
And I'm so used to it. So that's just me. But I know I get what you're saying. Like a lot of the people from this generation, I guess you could call it.
Think about being a rapper in 1992. You know, Nas was worried about Jay-Z, Big L, and a couple other guys. Don't get me wrong, there was still a lot of other rappers out there, but there was a sense of region and area. If you could do it here, you could do it. And if you're a rapper now, I mean, do you go to YouTube? Do you go to SoundCloud? Or do you go to all of them?
Right.
Or do you? It's so big. You compare so much. You don't think that puts a certain anxiety on the brain? Not as this one person or this person, as a whole generation. Like, wait a minute. I want to do something, but there's like 13 million other people doing it. This isn't the same feeling as knowing 30 other people that you see doing it. 5 of them are your idols. You can get your head wrapped around that. You know what I'm saying? Some other people are older than you. This one kid that's your age, but he's doing exceptionally well too, right? To having the world in front of you. You did your best painting. You put it on Instagram. You put the same hashtag, and some dude got something that looked like it's real life. That's great in a sense, and it can be extremely crushing. You want to be in basketball. You thought the regular plan was to raise your kid and y'all play basketball every day, and he was gonna make it to the NBA, and it used to work. No, they got kids. They making their house into part gym so that their kid will go to the NBA. It's not the same no more. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's got to have some type of anxiety and depression. Because what's that going back to? If I don't make enough money, and look at the economy now. Everybody's working way more hours. The pay rate's not going as far up as everybody's hours is. Back in the day, you worked 8-9 hours, 9 hours tops. You know what I'm saying? And you was making a decent living. Now, you got a degree or you got a certification. You making good money, but then you working 11 hours a day. In a lot of people's cases.
I feel like that goes to the case of all money isn't good money. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had jobs before where I was making a lot of money, but the environment was toxic. It wasn't conducive to healthy.
Shout out to Busch Gardens.
Well, I'm not even talking about Busch Gardens. That's when I say a lot of money, I'm talking actual like salary.
Oh, my bad, Sherman.
But I feel like you can't. I feel like you can't run away from the problems that money presents, because whether you have it or you don't, it's affecting the quality of life. And that's why I see money as a form of slavery. So it's like, okay, some people got a lot of money and don't got no time, and then some people got a lot of time and don't got no money. That's most people. There's a select few people who got that mix of it, and everybody can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you want to have it set up to where you have time and you have money, and that's coming with owning a business and getting the business to the point where the business runs itself. That way you don't got to do anything. You know what I'm saying? You hire your CEO, you hire your COO, you hire whoever you need to hire, and then you set up your business, your infrastructure, and then it gets you that revenue. You know what I'm saying? So you get that coming in. Obviously, you got to show your face here and there. You got to do appearances, PR, whatever. You got to maintain the business, but it's not as much of a hassle as if I was a dentist or if I was a doctor and I have my own practice. Because then I have my pays depending on the work that I do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that deprives me of my time. I'm getting a lot of money, but I don't have enough time.
So let's go to the average person. The average person is going to have to, because we don't live in these well-knit communities where a village is raising a family and all of that, right? The average person has to work 40 hours at least a week to be able to produce that dream. Then
you mean if to invest
take
in it?
Yeah. Then if you take his concept and you take it into the past, it's more realistic. But if you take it into now, okay, you're running that business, but your competition is times 10 million. Why? Because you sell some product. Any product you can think of, right? Again, before you would go locally, you put your stuff in the paper, you put your stuff locally around. You weren't even thinking about the market of California. You know what I'm saying? Because you're here and that's all you could do. Mm-hmm. Now, when you decide to be whoever you are and sell that product, you're competing with everybody, including Amazon. They gonna make, and let's say it's a good idea. They might take your idea and make it half the price that you made it. And you'll never have the amount of money to be able to compete with that. Now, again, I'm not saying people don't go for your dreams. All I'm saying is that I think we all do need to realize that the time has really changed, and we have to adapt a lot faster than we are to it, because this internet thing, which I think is the greatest creation of all mankind, honestly, is just
make
way over our head.
Right.
It'll always be ahead of its time. You
Definitely.
know what I'm saying? It'll always be ahead of its time. Like, to know the average businessman, he had to be lucky if he could find a good mentor, and he could go to some seminar and find some good information. Now, you could literally learn how to fix cars on YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong. It's great to go get that certification somewhere and do this and that.
But what you need it for if you can learn it from YouTube.
So the thing is, you have to look at how many people are willing to even go on YouTube and look up how to do something. Because again, we do for convenience.
Was in effect, all of this, in my opinion, would be more efficient. Because
wait, hold on.
Your life depends on it.
Sherman, do not make me laugh on this podcast.
No, was this whole deviation and tangent regarding the purge?
Well, yeah, it was a branch off. From
What? I'm gonna start limiting you to your subjects. You can say one subject at a time.
I thought it was two separate ones.
Literally
I really
5
did.
different things, and now you're tying it all back into the purge.
I really thought it was two separate.
I thought we was on a whole nother topic.
I thought we were too. I thought we was being progressive
don't
about
get me
the
wrong.
whole
It
thing.
had its own individual points, but
No, right.
But you were thinking about them
Yeah, I was still thinking like.
I'm weak.
Jeez. So you know what? Let's go back to the purge. Okay. So screw the purge, right? So
Okay, good.
So let's go back.
So
Yeah.
there's this show called Black Mirror. Okay, it's on Netflix. Netflix
shit.
original.
I've seen a few episodes.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a dope show. So there's an episode in there where and this ties into the purge conceptually, except killing everybody. But the concept is it ties into social media. So everybody has a rating.
Oh,
So
that's the one I saw.
Yep, exactly.
That's a good
So if
one.
I interact
Ooh,
with
that's a good
you
one.
and we have a bad interaction, you can downvote me, and then my total rating goes down, and your rating is visible above everybody's head. So at the end of the day, your rating determines your placement in society.
I remember watching that.
Job,
They would have like a bad experience, and be like, boop, 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 boop.
And then they turn on the
And it's like, boop, 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 boop,
Or
boop.
like if everybody agrees that somebody's wrong, then just out of nowhere your score could just drop all the way.
And that's
down.
and that's what happened. So in the workplace, right? This chick worked in this office, and this dude in the office, he was like the scapegoat, right? Because of his rating, and nobody liked him. So like, he came up and gave her some coffee because he was trying to basically repent. Essentially, he was trying to make his score go back up. So he got her some coffee and stuff like that. And then she was oh, thank you, and she was getting ready to upvote him. And then everybody looked at her, and she was like,
Yeah.
3 stars or 2 stars or whatever it was, right? So she gave him a low rating because everybody had isolated him, and if she would have helped him, she would have then been a scapegoat as well. Right. It was crazy, man.
It was great because a lot of it applied to what really happens now.
Yeah,
right.
They did a really good job of that.
Of social media, like it's exactly what
People do a lot on social media to please other people and to
Right.
get more likes and to upgrade their image to everybody else instead of being real.
in this photography game now, it's like I've seen what other photographers are willing to do just for the likes on Instagram. Like, it is far from what they would normally. It's far from their artistic. It's very far. Like they're willing to downgrade their art to just being like, okay, let me get this girl bra panties on a nice bed set. That's art now.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That goes back to sex sales thing.
Yeah, like I mean, you get your
Yeah.
likes and you get all of that, but at the end of the day,
It's not boosting
you
your
are
portfolio.
still right where you're at because ain't
Right.
no gallery, nobody is picking you up off no art like that. It's just
Exactly.
not happening unless you are.
Well, I feel like you can get that from anywhere though. That's why it's
I mean,
not really.
yeah,
it's
like
not that creative.
That's why boudoir
necessarily.
photography has really
You said what?
dumbed down boudoir.
What's that?
It's pretty much like the sexy of photography, like
Okay.
females in
Oh.
beds, bra panties, things like that.
Yeah.
It's really downgraded in the market because females is just sending that to their husbands just because it's Tuesday now. Like men would really just buy these arts like just to have them, like it was a real form of art. But now it's just like, bitch, my girl do that on Mondays at 3:00 when I'm at work. So what I need to pay $50 to subscribe to your boudoir account or whatever the case is.
That's why I never understood why people pay for porn.
I think,
or the fact that porn is free. Like
I never.
you
understood
really, if
that,
you want to
honestly.
see, if that's your objective, like you weren't interested in the art and you were interested in the woman and the sexiness,
Right.
you just go to a porn site. They have soft porn. They have
Yeah,
hardcore
they
porn.
got
They got
different-
all
different
different types of stuff you were looking
Eric
for.
got me weak, yo.
What?
He about to go down all the categories.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I see
That
your
nigga,
eyes
you want
like-
to know.
I can tell you about some shit that.
But
Even the secret
you know
shit.
what gets me is I think people aren't noticing that people's perception of people is starting to become more on their social media than them really. And the way
Oh,
I
yeah,
say
no, I
that
agree.
is right. So let's say people we went to high school with, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll watch their social media, and I'm not saying you're stalking them, but you'll just see it over time, and you'll have a perception of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing is, you'll go to an event and you'll see that same person.
And they not that person.
Well, not only may they not be the same person, but you don't even give it a chance because why? At let's say the club, some people half the time they're at the club, they still looking at their phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Like how many?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went to
I'd
a
be bored as hell.
club?
Be like,
Like a club, not a house party, not a
an
little
actual
kickback, a club, and everybody just a song came on where everybody was dancing.
Yeah, probably.
And they just went ham. It's been a
probably
minute.
VCU.
Man, don't
Yeah,
bring,
well for
some
me.
don't bring out the
honestly.
old man in me because I will get in the rant about
Like,
all this stuff.
like you go in the
I
club
swear.
and you're like everybody, because the new cool thing is who doesn't care the most. So now you're standing there looking at your phone, and then when something
all the
does
time.
kind of happen, half of you are recording it, so there's no way to add to the energy of people just
Right,
wilding
right,
out
right,
and
right.
having a good time.
Absolutely.
Because now the person, so the very few people who are having the fun now got to condense it down because they see all of you trying to make a spectacle of it instead of enjoying it. You get what I'm saying?
That's why I stopped going.
Like
to the
sometimes
club.
being drunk and doing some dumb shit is fun. It's good for
Yeah,
good for your
good
kid.
for the
Like
environment.
remember that time you was so drunk that you dropped the pizza. But it now if I record it, and don't get me wrong, some things are funny. But now if I record it, it kind of haunts you in the sense that everybody knows and gave their perspective on it, and then the one
Look
like,
at this dumbass dropping
yeah,
this pizza.
You thought it was just
That's
funny
pepperoni and
amongst your
jalapeno,
boys, but now
This-
Johnny in
my favorite.
Wyoming says that it's the weirdest, creepiest thing ever, and then 600 people like his comment. So now you believe that could be you true, and it's not that you're not the person who's just follower and you're just weak person. Let's talk about strong people. An intelligent person knows if a lot of people agree about a certain topic, that maybe that says in their mind, maybe I should be more open-minded. That way I can be more intelligent. So you might agree, you might start subliminally or take that in because why? You're saying, well, let me not think my perspective's the only perspective. If 600 people like Johnny's thing and think that I'm a serial killer because of it, maybe I should think about what I'm doing.
Well, you know, on
You know what I'm
the
saying?
other spectrum of what you're saying, because I agree with what you're saying, but I think the new trend now and this time is the complete opposite. Like everybody's trying too hard to be different, and it's like you can't be different if everybody's being different. Like, because then you're still the same at the end of the day. So it's like some people, like for instance, like I just witnessed this the other day. Somebody commented on a post, like it was a beautiful picture. Like, you know, I don't really follow other photographers like that, but I seen it. It was a dope picture, so I commented on it. I was like, it's dope work. He responded back, was like, thank you. A lot of people was like, yo, this is fire. Like, when you start shooting like this is dope. One person. And first of all, I know the one person who made this comment, so I know that it was a lie. They just did it just to be different. They was like, I mean, this picture, all right, I've seen it 3 times before. No, you haven't. You're lying, and you're just being a hater at this point because you want to stand out of all of these other people. Because the other dude, he has a pretty good following. He has a pretty big following for what he does. And for him to finally do something different, it just made his likes explode because there's nothing anybody has seen from him. But this said person knew if I go up here and be like, this is just regular smuggler, it's not nothing extravagant. All these other thousands of comments of people who are saying it's dope are going to comment under his comment, thus giving him more engagements on his Instagram, thus making people come visit him, follow him, even if it's to bash him. His following is still going up. And he hit me up and was like, bro, can you believe I sold 25 shirts.
And I hate
like off of me being negative on this man comments, I sold 25 shirts.
Sometimes I hate
like,
that I'm
Jesus
aware
Christ.
of that those statistics. Because, like, for me with music, right, I don't really want to know. Like, I have to know it, but you know how they say knowledge is a gift and a curse. So it's like I'll put the song out, and I know that this controversial thing, right, if someone says this and that will get more people to come to my, let's say, video.
Right.
And but the it's a good and a bad because it's like, I might generate genuine followers from this dumb shit. But at the same time, I don't want to put that energy off with the music. I want it just to be about the music.
I mean, 6IX9INE is a prime example
I
of
was
that.
just about to say, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Prime example.
That's literally what you described with 6IX9INE.
I don't think he wants it to be about the music. I think he wants it to be.
No, that's what I'm saying. That
right.
It's not about the music for him. I think it's more so of the fame and the spotlight for doing the dumb shit than the fame and the spotlight for the man. Every song he's dropped has been at least top 2 Billboard records, like everyone.
He
don't care about
the
that.
Greatest music.
No,
yeah, because he was doing
Don't
good
get me wrong,
music.
I like some of his
I
stuff.
like some of it.
Okay,
I like
but
some
let's
of
be
it.
honest.
Yeah, not all of
Nobody's listening to his album straight through.
it. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
probably
Nobody's
not.
I
doing
actually
that.
did.
No, I'm saying you listen to it to give it its try. I'm
Right,
saying
right, yeah.
I can go
After
back and
that,
still listen to
It has no
certain
replay
albums.
value.
Like Astroworld.
Some
I
of
can
it does.
still go
Some of
through
it does. He
Astroworld.
has hits. Like I feel like he's a hit generator. I don't feel like he's an album type of artist.
I mean,
Honestly,
it's hype music.
No.
Yeah, like,
and that's why I
mean,
chalk it
but
up to.
even-
but he has
Every-
so much.
I'm not going to him
circulating
for like
around
a
him as
deep
well.
message like a J. Cole or
Because
something.
I have
but
certain
there's
artists.
people who aren't deep that have a narrative to their album per se.
That's
Like, I feel like,
that's the point of being deep, right? Is to have like kind of like a narrative. And
No, I'm
direction.
saying there are people who aren't deep.
Oh,
who have a
okay, I got you.
narrative.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
To me, Young Dolph does. He's not the most intelligent rapper, but like
Mm-hmm.
with his mixtapes, I feel the theme that he's giving for
Yeah,
that
I
particular
give you
mixtape.
that. I give you that.
He's
Yeah.
telling a story most of the time.
I wouldn't say he's telling
telling
the
his
story. I
story.
think he just keeps telling you just different things, but they all kind of come together. Like if he say role model, it's like this song called Space Jam and this song called this, but it all kind of ties into nothing really connects from song to song. It's just like, oh, I get what you like, or the joint he did 100 bullets or whatever.
Yeah, I remember
That all felt like this vibe of, you know, niggas trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? It all kind of fits, but he not necessarily telling you a story of this is what happened. I got all the way to this. He did that.
Oh,
in
not
one
like
song.
that.
He did that in one song.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, I have not a group. I have a artist for specific things in my life. So I have artists for hype music. So like, if I want to get hype, I listen to like, I'll put on maybe some 6ix9ine
I
or
want to
maybe
thank you for saying this. I want you. Could you repeat that? Could you repeat what you said?
which one about the
At the
different types of
beginning.
music
You have favorite artists
for different types of music, right?
Can we
Yeah,
give
because
this man a hand? I don't think
thank
I don't think people on the internet understand that though. I really
No.
don't.
but this
I
so
really
so
don't.
this kind of
What is
ties.
going on?
So
I,
too,
I just wasn't about to clap for this.
No.
man.
I was like, what?
I'm upset.
I'm
with you.
dead serious.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna let
I
you
don't
finish.
forget.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
So-
I didn't even let you finish.
I'll just do a solo.
It was late, but I accept it. Thank you.
One of the
Gave you a
solo.
hearty clap.
It was.
Yeah.
You could at least snap for me, bro. Come
Damn.
on, man.
Yeah.
Snap. Yeah.
Is it snap right?
Yeah.
That was a
snap.
shade. That was a shade clap he just did.
Yeah.
That
Was it?
That
That
was
nigga hit
No, I
that
felt
was a
like
great job.
See, no, that's how y'all.
bitch, but
That's a
Anyway.
polite. That's a
That's a
polite
white
clap,
girl.
so he
That's
can
a white
continue
girl.
talking.
As I
Congratulations.
was saying, there's different artists that I like for different types of things. So if I want hype music, I listen to 6ix9ine. I listen to like maybe Future or something like that. Car music, I listen to like Migos. Maybe I'll throw on some Drake. Now, if I want to be like in my feelings or stuff like that, I might listen to some Drake. I might listen to some Weeknd. You know what I'm saying? Or I could be
Even
like
J. Cole.
yeah.
Too.
I see
yeah,
you
certain
listening to
things.
some Lionel Richie.
Yeah, just a little bit. But and then you got your deep artists that have like messages. So like I could listen to the Black Thought, or I could listen to Kendrick Lamar, or J. Cole, or I feel like Anderson .Paak has some deep stuff, some soulful stuff as well. And
So people, when you hear someone listening to a song, don't automatically assume they're that type of person.
And not only that, but this does go back to our discussion last week where we were talking about standards with art. So you do agree that there should not be a standard because art is subjective and music can be art.
I agree.
shoot.
I agree that I was wrong.
It's not about
Hey,
you
can
being
we
wrong
get a
or
clap
right.
for
Let me
It's not about,
I'll give a clap for that one.
yeah, I'll clap for that.
I'll clap for that.
I'll give
None
that
of this. We give it all.
I'll give that
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a standard for music. Now, that also, with that being said, you have the right to say that some shit is trash.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
But what makes it what makes it like subjective is you can say, like, say if I was a musician, if you tell me your shit is trash, I could just be like, okay, but you listen to it.
See,
That's
but
the
you
light.
gotta look
That's
at,
the
but
view.
when you go to art, man, you gotta dig that art is the whole point of it is just a feeling and it's a vibe. So
That's
where-
exactly what it is, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but when it comes to art, and last week I remember when you said like, you can see something and you're like, oh, that's trash. But art, like you said, it's feeling, it's emotion. When I see that picture, what does it do for me mentally? What does it do for me emotionally? I can get attached to a painting just based off of colors in the painting, vibes in the painting, the imagery in the painting. I get attached to it. I'm like, that's a beautiful painting,
And that can
I
do
could
something
cry.
differently
And
for
you
me.
could be like, yo,
Right,
that
because you
like,
also
it's
have
not
to
that
think
big of a
about
deal.
what was the artist going through when he or she did this. Like,
Right.
so,
Exactly. I could
You know
be
what I'm saying?
going through pain when I see that,
Right,
and he
right,
could
right.
be like joyful about it, or vice
I was
versa.
gonna say,
I'm sorry, bro.
I was saying,
that's why I want to
well, I
cut
was
you
saying
off.
like art is a feeling, and it's like, what was I trying? Yeah,
you
yeah,
said
yeah.
art is a feeling and it's a vibe.
I ruined
What
it.
did he say right before that? Because I was
Me?
basically, I was going off of what
I was
he said.
saying say if I was a musician and you tell me whatever I did was
Oh,
trash.
all right, I got it now. So my bad. So
All you had to say was music.
what it was is, so he makes his art per se, right? It's all therapeutic either way you look at it. He
Right.
makes his art for him,
Yep.
but I make my music for other people. So the way that he reacts when someone says he's trash, he's already got the satisfaction that he needs, right? Now, just because I want satisfaction from other people in my music doesn't mean I want it from other people in my love life or my social life or this,
Right.
that, and the third. But when it comes to music, the whole point for me with music is to get that reaction. Without that reaction, to me, it's almost as if it doesn't exist. Because that's what I'm trying to get for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait until I have, and I've had one or two here from a few songs, but like when you have people like, yo, that really got me through this. Like I was telling him, we were talking about what album of Pac he was thinking of adding. And I was saying, you're right, All Eyes on Me is a better overall album. It shows the prime of his career, right? But Me Against the World really get you through something. You know what I'm saying? Me Against the World, I had you really putting your life into perspective.
That's how I
You know
feel
what I'm saying?
about Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi, by the way.
Yeah,
So,
no, absolutely. That album
yeah,
was
that's my
was a
get
good
through
album.
album.
It's a
for
dope
whatever.
album.
Mine was 808s and Heartbreak.
See, I never had that situation, so it's like I love the album, but I never got like, say for instance, I know it never happened, but if me and China was to break up, that'll probably be the go-to album for that. But these other bitches,
Yeah,
I was
no,
with,
say and you know what? I hope you never have to feel 808s and Heartbreak. But
Yeah,
if you ever do, just know it's there for you.
Oh, I know. I
Now.
It's
just,
crazy because it was an album after he died, but it was mad short. So after he died, Are You Still Down? Tupac's
Oh,
album?
yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Now, Aric, let me ask you this. Now, you talked about, you want your music to be for, other people and stuff like that. So, one, when are you going to release a song? And two,
I've released songs before, first of all.
Well, when are you going to promote your music? And two, I would love to have you up here for an interview, and I can't do that if you don't put out any music. So I want you to pull the trigger on that, and so we can hear some good stuff.
He just called you out right there.
Because I've heard some things from you.
He just called you out right there.
We're coming at you, spring 2019.
I'm going to hold you to it.
I'm
going to hold you to it.
You coming at who? Where?
The world.
Where?
You already know what we cooking up. I don't want
to
put
Where's it
out
cooking?
Coming
Where's
where?
it cooking at?
Hold on.
Where am I supposed to find
Pause. Who coming where?
Wow.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, that's what you said.
He said
Where's-
cooking.
Nah,
where's
you
it
didn't hear what he said at first.
Where's it coming?
I would just like to take a moment of silence so we can pause.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's.
All right, back
I said
to
moment
this
of
with
silence.
the
You kept
whole
talking.
music
All right.
thing. Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Where's your music gonna
I
be
was
at?
making sure.
That's what I was saying.
I didn't see my sound
Oh, I
bars
get what
moving
you're
anymore,
saying.
so
Yeah, like where's your music going to where I can
I feel
find
like
it?
I'm being subjectified
YouTube
by
for
the.
now, and
You're not
I'll
input one.
definitely make a website just
Oh,
so
my
you
bad.
can see my platform like for what it is as a whole, just me and not anything else.
Oh, it's off the screen. That's why.
But yeah,
Cool. Thanks.
I don't want to put too much out there because when I do put it out, I just want it to be.
You gonna
I
do a
would,
Beyonce
I would love
drop?
to do an interview with Sherman, right? But to be honest with you, I'm not. How do I say this? I'm not more of a performing artist. I like the process. So I like writing the script or writing the mixtape and picking the beats. I'm not so much as in tune. Not saying I won't go out and perform. Hey, you want to give me a bag with it?
We want
and
to
I'll
show.
do it with a smile on my face. But I have more of an obsession with. I can sit for 6 hours and just listen to beats.
Oh, I know.
And try to write different songs.
I know too.
And
Yeah, we
have
know.
8 bars to 6 different songs. But and people and it's funny because he's way more organized and structured with his work than I am.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I can bust something to put something together from different pieces of all the scattered pieces of stuff I put together and make something great. So it's just, it's a fun thing, and that's why I was like, it shouldn't be a standard. And I'm growing with that too because I'm learning to have a little bit more of an attitude like he has, in the sense of, if I like this and I think it can touch somebody, I gotta put it out. I can't worry about what every single individual
Yes,
does.
I'm glad that you're starting to adapt to that trend of thought.
That's
We
a
can
good
have this
thought.
conversation,
Nah.
later.
Yeah.
No,
nah.
I'm just saying, but it just gets to a point when you're trying to please everybody else,
Yeah.
you are never going to be happy.
Exactly. It's impossible.
Yes, it's impossible.
It's
to
impossible
please anybody.
to please everybody. There's
Or
no
everybody.
there's no way
There's no way.
to please everybody, man. And you just can't get everybody on the same
Unless you're
wavelength.
Michael Jackson.
No, Michael Jackson couldn't please everybody
nah,
because you had people that was
I said Mike had some haters now.
no, and not only that, bro,
It was
but you gotta look at it
99%.
because people will take anything that you do and they'll associate that with what you're good at. So like Michael Jackson, he was a good performer, he's good at music. Everybody loved him for that. But when he had all those scandals coming out or whatever, people honed in on that. They associated with that, and they were like, "I don't like him because of that."
You want to know something though? I don't think, honestly, now that you say Michael, I think Prince is one person that I think that is closer to everybody love Prince. I never really heard of a negative thing about. Maybe the one time when him beating his girl that one time.
I mean,
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that
now
was-
I
don't
never-
get me wrong,
no,
I don't hear I hate Prince. I
I
don't
don't
hear
hear I
that.
hate Prince, but like the average, there's a split between the straight black male for me that I feel like with Prince. So before like 2000, let's say like 5, it was a lot of straight black men that was like, that weren't that old, that were like, yo, I'm not digging Prince at all. Like,
That's probably because Prince was fucking.
a lot of cats my age, to be honest, like, I'm not digging because you can't remember
how things
the
were
origin of Prince. Like, if you see Tekashi 6ix9ine now, it's like, what is this rainbow? What's going? You didn't get to see the conception, so you don't understand it.
Right.
And then you're in a world. We're still in the world where faggots being used and that's gay. Don't do that. So they not messing with it. Then after this I don't know how to explain the more of empowerment with the LGBT community. A lot of more people are like, yeah, Prince was cool. Now you ask a 45-year-old or older, oh yeah, it's all, you know what I'm saying, they love Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Tell
Like,
niggas nothing about Prince.
because all of them,
Right.
you know, they talk about the skinny jeans and all of that, but
I mean, honestly,
you go back to them concerts, bro.
a lot
they
of
was wearing some
a lot,
flagrant
but a
stuff.
lot of
You can see
people
his
in
blood
this
type.
generation though, they
Flagrant
can't really say but so much. Because I mean, I don't know if y'all seen like it's just promo video that Trippie Redd did. I'm just like, this nigga has on a crop top hoodie. I didn't know they made these for men. Like,
But yo,
you know,
what
this
was they
red hat
wearing? And I'm not saying I would wear any of this, but like, what was they wearing back in the 60s
But
and 70s?
that's what I'm saying. That's
It
why I'm
was
saying like
yo.
this generation can't be like what Prince have on is gay, because y'all are pretty much wearing the same thing, just
But it
a
just
little
came-
bit more.
But it just
You know what
came
I'm
back
saying?
around with that, with the empowerment of the LGBT community.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't like that, bro. If you did something fruity in 2003, what?
Yeah, 2003.
It was
is
a
just, I
rap.
don't
You was
know.
not gonna be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't even gonna get up the ladder for us to see you, to deem you as that.
Right.
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, I
Name
get that.
one artist that you even thought was gay, and if you even
Young Thug
thought
wouldn't
he
have
was
made
gay,
Yeah, Young
That's
Thug
true.
wouldn't have made
he
it.
would never have made it.
Yeah.
If
No,
you
that's
even
true.
thought they were gay, you stopped listening to it. I mean, we talking about a time where that alpha male was pushed so much from that 90s.
Damn, man, what's crazy?
That,
Half some
that
of them
when
niggas
50
fucking with
Cent
them.
said, forget Ja Rule, Ja Rule was on everybody playlist until 50 Cent stopped. Nowadays, you listen to, you don't care who beefing with who. A whole bunch of people literally stopped listening to Ja Rule, including myself. I look back, I'm like, this was stupid. I was hollering all the, Ja Rule had some crazy hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
I'm kind of like that still.
I
though.
stopped
'Cause
listening to him.
If Jay tell me, say, hey, stop listening to this nigga, I'm probably gonna stop listening to this nigga. That's just me, but that's just me as a Jay-Z fan.
I
Yeah,
felt
no,
dumb. I felt
It
dumb
kinda
for
happened
that.
to
I
me
was
with
like,
Meek
yo,
Mill.
Ja Rule is
Yeah.
After the Drake and Meek Mill,
Same thing with me.
I
never
stopped-
felt that way with Meek.
I just never.
It's-
I just
the
never
only
stopped
reason-
listening to him.
I
I think
ain't gonna lie.
after
That's
the fact,
crazy,
I
yo.
think after the fact, the reason it affected me is because I did not expect Meek to go out like that through that beef.
Right.
Like I thought it was. I just in my
You thought he
head,
would've fought harder?
my
I lost
my
respect.
preconceived notion was that he was gonna rip on Drake, and it would at least be he would have put up at least a great fight, even if he did lose for some reason.
I don't see that. I always saw that Meek Mill had got the short end of the stick already because
How?
Of who
because
Drake was.
because he's a hood dude. Like
Also
his-
though, Meek, I think it took such a big L for Meek is because Meek came up in the battle rap culture, so it was just like
Exactly. That's like
That's
he
what
gonna
I
slide in
expected
that.
more.
But
I
to
expected
me,
more from it.
to me, even the battle rap attack wasn't necessarily the solution. Like you're talking about a person who's gonna mix Drake, his whole thing is he's a hybrid. So he can sing and he can rap. He can give you bars and he can put you in your feelings with just that life type of witty stuff, right?
Yeah.
He can get on your song, do your flow, and do it better than you. Migos, Versace,
Yep.
right?
He can't
So-
do Meek's flow better than Meek.
I was using that.
No,
as
he's
an
using
example.
it.
My
I know
point
what you're
is
saying,
when he
yeah.
made back to back,
Uh-huh.
it was a full animal. Meek Mill coming with battle rap or this one facet or this little, it wasn't gonna do it. So for me, I always felt like Meek, that's not your battle. You're battling somebody who hasn't boxed himself in a specific corner. Like Meek Mill transforming into this person who wants to look at jail reform and who wants to care about the community. He had to take time. It could have been years ago that Meek Mill realized he didn't want to do this BS. But because the perception of what he's always been saying and putting himself in the box, because he's a gangster rapper, unlike Drake, who never completely said, oh, I'm with this group of people, I'm on this side, I'm sticking with these guns and doing these type of things. Drake can always turn into, he could be the bad guy, he could be the good guy.
He usually plays a good guy.
I would agree with you, except the only thing that kind of debunks that is Pusha did to Drake exactly what Meek should have.
Exactly.
Yes.
He did exactly what Meek
And
should
that's
have.
came
But
at his neck.
I feel like
Got
Meek,
him emotional.
I feel like Meek personally pulled punches. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why he would. But I'm not a Meek fan. But I'm just like,
Maybe Drake smashed
But
Nicki
then,
and
but
he
then,
wanted
This
to get
ain't
out.
it, bro.
I
Like-
think that's apples and oranges because, first of all, Pusha T is way more seasoned in the game, and like,
no, absolutely.
and it's not even just on a rapper tip, like from production to just being around the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like that man, and it was a perfect timing. So let's say, right, Drake didn't have that kid, what would he necessarily have had? You feel me?
He got
That's
pissed on
a
a
monumental.
It's all about
But Pusha
delivery,
been
man.
beefing with Drake since like 2012
Yeah, that
or
beef been
something
going
like
on,
that.
Right,
Nine.
and what? And
farther
you
back
name
than that.
you name 3 of your favorite hottest lines from what he's had to say. Nothing. It was the perfect timing because he had that situation going on.
He had a lot of time to gather information he did and come at him the way he did, or Pusha T did to Drake. But at the same time, battle rap definitely the age that Meek Mill grew up. Like you were battling people
Murder
you didn't
Mook.
know.
But
yeah,
Lux.
all of them.
Let me
Rich
give you a
Dollars,
perfect
all
example of
them.
this, like in sports. Carmelo Anthony, right, was a great
Oh,
player.
not Carmelo.
But the game has changed and he can't adapt to it. Nobody likes battle rap anymore like that. Don't get me wrong. Not nobody likes battle rap.
I was
When you talking about the
that's
series,
just a different
when you're
area.
talking about the serious like series of that on its own and not including that in the rap industry,
Thanks, Rondo.
it's got its following. It's crazy. Don't get me wrong.
Because battle rap has reformed itself now.
Right,
like,
but as far as the mainstream, which is what this beef was, this wasn't a rap battle beef.
Right.
The expectations would have been different. This was a main street rap beef, and you're taking an old concept. Cassidy taught us this.
but that's
Cassidy
'cause-
can rap his
that's-
ass
that's
off
'cause-
and couldn't keep a career because he can't make a hit song.
But Meek allowed it to go to that back to the mainstream thing because Pusha knew he's not going to beat Drake in no
But
mainstream.
Pusha did it
battle.
to a mainstream. He
But
put it
to
on
me, the
album.
element was more battle rap on Pusha's end.
He
than
ain't
anything.
put it-
I don't
he
think
ain't put
he
it-
put
he ain't
battle
Have you
put it-
rap.
watched battle rap now?
Some of it.
Yeah,
Bro, if
it's
you watch battle
evolved.
rap
It's
now,
evolved.
what Pusha did is battle rap at its finest. Them niggas sit back and wait for you to slip up on Instagram one
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and that's your ass coming that
They
day.
come-
That
they-
is your ass.
Pusha,
like,
what Pusha
Like
did,
that
what Pusha
Lux
did.
dude, that's how
oh,
he be
Loaded
doing
Lux.
it.
Loaded Lux is the worst nigga for you to slip up on Instagram or Twitter.
Yo.
If you one, that's all he need is one little thing, and he gonna expand that whole shit for 3 rounds.
But
And
that's
your
but
ass.
that's the thing though. Pusha did the right thing because he came at Drake's neck.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he knew he understood what type of person Drake
Yes.
was. Drake's an emotional person.
Snatched his heart out from
and,
the
and
judge.
he got to see the stuff that happened before with the beef with Meek or whatever. And he
just
saw
feel like
where
it's
he
so
saw where it went
He saw
wrong.
the tactics. yeah.
Drake was comfortable. He didn't have
had
anybody
to
getting him
lead.
emotional, and he was thinking at the top of his
had to
game.
lead.
And not only
But when
that,
you
that's
come at
it.
his neck and you get him emotional, he
Right.
probably does stuff out of his character and,
Pusha-
does
and
wrong
Pusha knew,
chess
even if
moves.
what I'm saying is not true, it's gonna bother him because these niggas is gonna believe it
But
regardless.
Pusha had a way
Yeah.
better situation. Like you said, he had beef with him for some time.
No, I
He's
agree with
already
that.
on the radar.
Let-
He's already got time.
let me explain to you like
Meeks
this.
was an emotional beef.
When
You
he
know
when he
what I'm
put
saying?
out
It's
that
spread
picture
along.
of Drake with the black face on, that picture's been out since Degrassi.
Yeah.
Meek Mill could have did something similar. When it,
Easy.
my
I
personal
don't
personal
think
opinion
the
is
picture was as bad as the
it's
damn
it's
song.
not. However,
but it played to the
it,
hype.
It got him out of
played
character. He
into
went on
it. It got him out of
Instagram.
character.
He
It
went on
made him
Instagram
explain
about it.
himself. If you,
Yeah.
as an artist, explain yourself in a rap battle, you lose.
That was-
You've lost. That's my opinion. You've immediately
Yeah.
lost as soon as you explain yourself. You know what I'm saying? And Pusha T made him explain himself. Meek Mill could have did the same exact thing.
And then that's
That was
another,
that was
the
but-
problem
but-
the same
but
way.
that's
that was
another
probably
thing
with
about
Meek
hip
with the
hop.
Twitter fingers. Like he went on Twitter about it. He didn't just rap about
I
it.
kind of hate that though with rap, how it's kind of self-destructive in the sense that you either gangster rap and then at some point you know that you're gonna box yourself in a corner unless you're stupid like 6ix9ine, to the point where you know you have to turn this leaf over. I almost like, even if you're the realest thug in the world right now, right, and you're rapping, you know, if you're rapping and you're really a thug, at some point you're gonna have to curve your shift of thinking or you're gonna go down, right? So
To an
it's like,
extent.
so it's
You
like,
mean like Gucci Man?
yeah.
For
So
instance?
so it's
He
like,
kind of he's still the same.
he's the
he just
only
took a
guy, but
curve
he's
a
one of the
little bit.
only guys who could do that transition perfectly. Everyone else is kind of like a push and pull. It's like people want you to kind of be badass, but then they don't want you to they don't want you to be completely boring. Like Chris Brown, it's like you don't want Chris Brown to be the woman beater you describe him to be, but then you'll never let him completely be innocent. You know what I'm saying? They always put like push and pull with that, and it's like, so Pusha T got Drake because Drake has so much of a catalog that at some point as an artist, like just him doing art, he had Degrassi, he had these other things going for himself, right? that makes him more better of an artist, period. Right? But he used that against him because Pusha T did one thing because he stayed gangster. And don't get me wrong, I like Pusha T, but it's just funny because it's like, if you really think of the moral of the story, it's like, so what if I did ballet? And then they would use that, like they use that on Mobb Deep. But it's like, if we want our black men to stop being the super gangsters, then at some point you gotta stop joking people for doing things outside of what the typical.
But I think the only reason why Meek hit on those things is because of insinuation of Drake saying that I can get this done to you, I can get that done to you. Like, he's playing the thing I don't like about Drake, and I would say this about Nicki too. They play a certain role until it's flipped on them, and that pressure is back on them. Then all of a sudden, well, I just want to be the boy who got shot on Degrassi, and nah, nigga, you can't be that no more. Like, you talk this big tough game to a nigga that's really about this, and now he at your neck. Same thing with Nicki. You talk that shit about Cardi, but what you didn't think is that Cardi was gonna beat your ass in this nice dress and shit. Like, certain people ain't for that. Like,
Well, yeah,
now I completely agree with that with Drake. Whatever years that was around the Stay Scheming part.
yeah,
Drake now, not saying he's a street dude. I'm saying he's a seasoned veteran rapper. It's what people don't realize is sometimes, let's say you ain't from the streets, you ain't never did this, you ain't never did that. Sherman, you came up in the greatest neighborhood and you did this and you did that, right? Let's say you get addicted to drugs and your family abandon you because they like, we tired of it. You end up spending a good portion of your life the next 10 years in the streets. Oh, trust and believe, something gonna start growing in you. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm thinking with Drake is like, now when he say he could do this and he could do that, I don't think he ever now tries to go back to Mr. Degrassi. I think now it's kind of like, even when he spoke on it, he was like, and I don't completely believe him, but he's like, after you said this and that about me, I ain't even about the music no more. I kind of believe him in the sense that not Drake's going to put on a ski mask and go after Meek Mill. I don't even think Meek Mill's going to do that at this point. But I think both of them is at the point where they put money on each other's head. Not over rap, but like if it really needed to be done.
Meek Mill or Pusha T?
I mean Pusha T.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that threw me off.
Yeah, I was like, they good now.
No, yeah, you good.
But yeah, nah. So, all right, I think we'll wrap it up with that, man. I think we covered a lot of good topics, and yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out. 75 Junction now.